Q BBQ, because this is the place to be this summer, okay? All right. As you can see, one of the Gonzalez brothers, I think there's like 20 of them, did a great job on the outside here. And we got one of the other Gonzalez brothers up here whipping the drums. And sometimes he gets a little tired of that, so there may be another drummer in the house. I don't know. I've heard something about that. I want to thank Sharon Mims and Paula Neff for providing some excellent support in terms of RSVPing and getting everybody here. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. Robert Mahoble's been helping us put out signs and get stickers on everybody. So look, most importantly, I want to thank you all for coming out. What a great turnout, okay? This does my heart good. I really appreciate all of you. Okay, so it's 2010. You know, it's time for a new decade. We're about to start counting heads again with the census here in Galveston. There's a palpable sense that the world has changed in our life. It's almost trite to talk about how damaging the hurricane was, but the one thing we all know is that we went through it together. We're baptized together. You know, we all live in Galveston in a modern age where we all wonder what it must have been like back in 1900 when those people, you know, endured that hell. Well, we've had our own hell. This brings us closer together. Despite all the things that we hear from outside that tear us down, despite all the problems that our city council has right now, despite all the things that look like it's an insurmountable problem, there is always hope. And there is hope this May in 2010 that we're going to get some new leadership in this town to make this town the beautiful place it ought to be. My campaign platform is relatively simple. It simply says Galveston first. It says Galveston can do a lot better. It says that Galveston ought to have a city council and a mayor that listens, that actually listens, rather than says, you know, we're a kingdom or we're a club, we know better. You, the subjects, should simply stay down and let us handle things. Well, that's how it's felt, hadn't it? And it's time for that to be over with. It's time for that to be over with. Imagine a mayor and a city council that can actually be responsive to the words that come out of your mouths. Imagine a city council and mayor that could actually be hooked in technologically so that they could answer your requests on a same-day basis. Imagine a city where you could actually pay all your bills online and actually come into the 20th century, all right? Hey, why not the 21st century? You know, the city of Galveston can do so many things so much better because they have a whole lot of strong men, women, and children here that want to make this a positive, healthy, and well community. I think it all starts with the mayor. I think it all starts with the city council. And it starts with a council that's brave enough to hold the city manager accountable. Now, that's not some indictment on the man who's our city manager. That's simply a promise from this candidate that at our first meeting, we're going to begin reviewing him every 6 months, because that's what you do to us every 2 years. It simply makes sense that the leadership in this town hold each other accountable. You're the real leaders out there, okay? Because you're going to go out and vote in numbers that we've never seen before in Galveston. Then it's the city council who is responsive to your needs, and then it is the city manager who answers to the city council. That's the way it's supposed to work. It hasn't worked that way exactly, but I think that if you have faith and trust in the people that you elect, if you have people that actually have a conscience and will simply do the job they're elected to do, you're going to see better results. I promise. So a little bit of language in these little parties goes a long way, but I want to leave you with a few thoughts. Number one, look, I spent 6 years on city council. I think this is important. This is what distinguishes me from most of my opponents. 6 years on city council gives you a chance to learn how to do things right. It gives you a chance to make some mistakes, too. Hey, look, none of us are perfect, okay? And in public office, we've kind of set ourselves up now to sort of expect our leaders to fail, don't we? I mean, wouldn't it be great if our leaders simply had as much on the ball as some of the professional athletes that we watch playing football, baseball, basketball? Look, public service, we need a break in this town. We need some people who literally will put it on the line every day for you. 6 years' experience on that city council gave me a chance to learn how to do it right. For the next 2 years, we're not going to have time for your next mayor to have a learning curve, because all that federal money, to the extent we get it, and I hope we do, we need to spend it well, and we need to spend it timely, because if we don't, they're going to take it back. It's a one-time deal. We don't have time for a mayor who's on a learning curve. Number two, I think this is perhaps the most important. I'm 48, just turned 48 Monday. I'm in a good time, all right? What do I do for a living? Look, I'm a lawyer, don't hold that against me, but the point is that I'm an independent. You know, we're not talking about Republicans and Democrats. We're talking about, are you controlled, or are you someone who needs the sponsorship of the special interests in this town? Not me, okay? Fortunately, I've reached a position in my career of 20 years as an attorney where I'm able to take care of business by simply being effective for my clients. I don't have one client who puts food on my table. I have a lot of clients, a lot of people. I'm a mediator. I represent people in personal injury lawsuits, and I sometimes represent the defense. The important thing to remember is I'm independent. I work for Joseph S. Jaworski, PC. That's it. And I'm going to keep working to put food on the table, because, guys, they don't pay the mayor a penny, okay? But it's important to remember, no special interest on this island controls me. Joe Jaworski cannot be bought.